Oh shoot, what?
No, it's nothing bad. No, I was walking my dogs, right? And it's funny because
Yeah.
there was a commotion at the door. So I was walking my dogs, and then I knew I closed my door because of all the commotion. And then it's weird. I saw this random dude walking with a PS5 in his hand, just like nothing like that, walking down the street. So then I'm like, did I close my door? Tell me, I was about to go beat this guy's ass for a PlayStation that I thought was mine. That wasn't even mine.
Bruh, that would have been the wildest ass whooping. He's like, man, somebody blessed me with a PS5 and I just got my ass beat.
I just saw that. I was like, oh, because it made me think. I'm like, did I close my door? Is that my PS5?
Man, you're gonna have some other black dude get beat up because they're gonna be like, he fit the description. He's a tall and black. And they just beat some.
No, I would have came back and went like, oh, my bad. I would have to PS5. I would have to go give it back to him. Like, nah, man, I thought it was mine.
Let's get it. It's just lean.
It's your boy D.
I'm sorry. We're coming in a homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
All right, y'all. This is episode number 233 of the Homeroom with Smooth podcast called No Boundaries, baby.
None.
No boundaries. None. All right. Men, we are not allowed to have boundaries. We're not allowed to communicate said boundaries at all. Okay. We cannot say what we would like or want from a relationship at all. We cannot say what we would like out of a significant other. Although women can say, I want him to be this. I want him to act like this. I want him to be this rich, this tall, whatever. Men, we are not allowed to say any of that. Okay, we're not allowed to be insecure at times. Okay, we must have utmost security at all times. Okay, women can never betray our trust. You know, never. They can never betray our trust. They can never do any wrong. All right, we just gotta suck it. All right. And why did I say all of that? Because of Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill got semi-canceled. Thank God for the reasonable portion of the internet that pushed back, because that was wild.
Oh man. Yeah, freaking Jonah Hill. It's crazy. More so before we go on to get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
That's why I'll always say, hey, mind your P's and Q's. And I do think part of the reason why people were so quick to turn, because this isn't his only controversy at all. And so when someone already has, a series of unfortunate events, or just a couple, not even a series, just one, it's easier to be like, oh, this guy's in the wrong as well too. And I think literally that's what happened for this. It was because he has, and like his controversies aren't like really huge. I don't think. I probably should go in and do more research on that. But he has had his name in the news for some, for some misconduct, for some bad things. And then so it's
like what?
That's it. I haven't done like the research. I mean, actually probably go ahead and look at Jonah Hill's his prior stuff. So I will look that up while while we go on. But that's what I'm saying. Just mind your P's and Q's. And also it kind of sucks too. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man, because my yeah, okay, but yeah, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I do want to say, like, when I initially seen this argument, I was like, how do you tell your partner what you would not like them to do while in a relationship with you? Because you have to have things that you don't like. Everybody does. And you have to be able to communicate, hey, this particular thing, I don't particularly like it. So would you not do that particular thing? And then if it's something that your partner can do, they easily go, oh yeah, I won't do that. No problem. But 9 to the 10, like, you know what I'm saying? There may be a negotiation that happens there. Okay, well, I kind of have to do something that's kind of close to it for this particular thing. Can we meet in the middle somewhere? And typically both sides, you guys meet in the middle, you guys find some happy equilibrium. Like, for instance, if your girl likes to go out at night and go to the bar with her girls, you know what I'm saying, and just hang out like girls' night, have a few drinks or whatever, maybe instead of going every Saturday night. She only goes like once or twice a month, you know?
Mhm. Um, so all I'm gonna say is first of all, this is why texting it's a bad form of communication because
Mm,
because people they invent a tone instead of knowing about the tone.
mm,
Um, and then second of all, like I'm looking at it, his controversies aren't really bad. I just think because he did like a satire clothing line, so people didn't like it. But how news is in general, were with headlines, it's like, oh, Jonah Hill's in the news for something bad, so then people just hop on. But I think it does show the power of what we're talking about earlier, where people they just jump on something without
mhm,
reading all the facts and trying to see both sides of it as well, and then finding out the reasons why. Because like you said, you should be able to and say, hey, I like this, I don't like this, we should be able to compromise on this. There's things that you should be able to do,
mhm.
and if you aren't able to do it, um you should at least be able to talk about it. And when someone's telling you something, and
Yeah.
you should be able to you need to be able to take that constructive feedback, that constructive criticism, or and just being able to listen. But now it feels like,
Mhm,
since because a tone was missing, someone feels like they're attacked, and now they're claiming emotional abuse and saying someone's like not narcissistic, and everything with that, which is really not, it shouldn't be fair.
yeah, and I want to point out, like, the ex dropped all these messages on us from 2021, like, and he's just now with his new girlfriend having they just had a child like maybe a week ago. So it feels more like spite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just giving more context around her and the fact that she's still posting mess on her story
Mhm.
about this. And I'm like, are you mad that he moved on? Like,
Mhm.
because that's what it gives to me. And then also what I don't like is the main text message that people are upset about is it cuts off at where she clearly prompted him to give that list.
Mhm.
Like, why did you not post the text before that shows, okay, what you guys were talking about, and gives context to why he responded with a list? He didn't
Because
just make a random list of demands.
mhm. It's because we know people, they want to control the narrative, and that's the easiest way to
Mhm.
control the narrative. And that's the thing, a lot of people, they know that they're not going to go ask why or find out why, because they see this and like, oh, it's bad. And unfortunately, that's just a snapshot in time. And then
Mhm.
since it's a snapshot in time, people are going to hop on and drag him. And like you said, even though she said, oh, she was waiting until after the baby not to put stress on them, like, I don't know how, like
Yeah.
the reason that she's putting of waiting until after the baby was born, it seems made up and fabricated and a little
Yeah.
vindictive, um, unless for some reason she didn't know that he was having a baby, and then she found out and then was like, oh, okay. So which it seems highly unlikely as well too, because if you are that intertwined with the person and it seems like you're that obsessed with them because you're clearly not over stuff, you would know
Yeah.
what's going on in their lives. So
Yeah, and then you have it where, like, they had to have mutual friends. Like, you
yes.
know what I'm saying? When you're in that type of lifestyle and that type of status, y'all have to have mutual friends. So you
Mhm.
have to know he's having a child. You have to know he's moved on.
Oh yeah.
You have to know. The city is small. LA
Yeah.
is really small, and especially it gets even smaller when you're rich.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yes, screenshots. Yeah, and then there was trying to think. So, yeah, and then the text, like I said, these texts, they focused on her social media, surfing career, and friendships. Um,
Mhm.
you yeah, he wrote that if she needed surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate relationships with men to model. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So it's pretty much. It seems like, and that's the thing. We don't know what's going on too. When
Yeah.
it's like and so it's like if he's saying these concerns because obviously, Jonah Hill, because he says he has anxiety attacks, stuff like that too. You probably should know this with your partner too. Um, he has body conscious like that too. So he's
Mm-hmm.
with the surfer, and he's seeing, if I'm going on the, even if I don't know these guys, if I'm going based off the stereotype, it's like, hey, she's hanging out with these male surfers. She's pretty. He's hanging out with these surfers who are obviously shirtless, doing this whatever like that too, doing group photos and everything. So it's like he's feeling insecure, and it's like he's advocating that too. And we don't know what happened before that to prompt him to that point to for him to going up to way the way he went about it and said it too. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like you said, she's controlling the narrative, not saying what's happening before that and what happened after that, and even the events that are leading up to it as well. And that's the
Yeah.
main thing. We have no idea what the events were even before the prompt.
Yeah, and then he was reasonable about it. He said, if you don't like these things, you know what I'm saying, we can just end right here. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like he was okay with things. He's like, maybe I'm not the guy for you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But he wanted to communicate with her because clearly she indicated and said that they were in couples counseling. Okay,
Mhm.
if you guys are together in couples counseling, that implies both parties want to work on whatever happened before this message. So clearly
Mhm.
you must have asked him for something. And he
Mhm.
said, here's what I want in return, or
Mhm.
here's what I would like to see going forward. And that's how you negotiate and reach an actual like understanding. You can't reach an understanding with somebody if you don't ever express yourself and express the terms and the things that make you insecure and the things that you would like, the behaviors you would like to see change. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all. Like he didn't ask her to stop surfing or anything like that. It's just where he was at right now. He was just like, please just stop being around these dudes. Because
Mhm.
whatever happened, like had to be enough. Because starting out the relationship, she had to already be around those dudes.
Yeah.
She's already been a prominent surfer girl. Like that's her thing. So if she's already doing that, he already knew that and he was okay with it walking in.
Mhm.
Something must have occurred to where he now looked at it and went, you know what? I don't trust this as much as I used to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable with this. Like it's you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you see like your girl, she has a homeboy, and he's just a little too friendly. You're like, hey
Yeah.
man, I need a deeper understanding on what y'all actual relation is. He like, did y'all previously have a fling, or did y'all previously have a thing or something? Because you might not ask initially, but
Mhm.
if you start to see behaviors, you're gonna start to ask questions like, yo, what's going on here? You're
Yeah.
gonna start with her, and then you know what I'm saying. If she gives you, depending on what answer she gives you, you might turn around and go to him and go, hey. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I need you like to stop from this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind y'all being friends, but I need you to
Mhm.
stop doing the X, Y, and Z. And if that's a real man that's looking back at you and he goes, I respect that. And you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Move forward. And then y'all might be able to be cool. And then now everybody's friends.
Yeah. Like I said, we definitely need to see this. It's he went over there too, and the thing is too, it's like maybe he was giving himself an out too, and I think that's like what she said. Instead of doing that, he's like, oh, she feels like she's getting tested. Um, but like that also doesn't show like it. There's just so much to develop too, and the thing is like he's getting drug in the mud for a snapshot in time. And the funny thing is that they're not together anyway, too. So maybe she's just mad about the way it ended. She's mad about that too because she got dumped, and she got dumped by Jonah Hill, and she's saying, "Hey, that," and that's what it seems like. This
Mhm.
person's above me. Obviously,
Yeah, her
they were
ego.
not good together. Like
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to. They were not good together. So if they were not good together, that means they did the right thing. And he listed of why they're not good together because her lifestyle was not a mesh for him. And therefore, we should not be saying that, hey, unless like he's saying you
Hmm.
dumb cunt, piece of shit, slutty ass bitch. Unless we're saying unless he's saying all of that, which we have not seen yet, too, we
Hmm.
cannot drag him for expressing his feelings because I think, and I was going through it too, and he's like plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate relationship friendships with men to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places from your recent past, and he's going with these lists because this is what he feels. So obviously he feels some sort of way about it too. He's like, I am not the right person for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's not saying anything. He's not saying it in a derogatory way. He's not making her feel bad about something. That's just what he's saying. And like I could see, you know. And then he said, and maybe he missed, and that's why people, they were getting mad at him because he's missing using terms, because he said, "Hey, these are my boundaries," and and maybe that was the wrong term, and people, they're trying to drag him for that too, because other people are like, they're saying, "Did you see how he misused this? And you see how he misused that?" But he still said, "This is what I'm comfortable with. These are the things that bother me." Like, he shouldn't be put down, and that should not be said as abuse. Maybe we have to go see Sarah Brady's, like, the rest of her stuff, to see what's
Mm-hmm.
going on, because like you said, she's still posting.
Mm-hmm.
It's going on and on. So maybe that will change everything, and then we could be like, hey, she is right. But it's like, you're dragging something in, because obviously you two weren't a good fit together.
Mm-hmm.
He stated why. And that's the thing. And maybe he's wrong. That's the thing too. Maybe he is wrong, and all you need to say is, "Hey." And the thing is, he didn't go in public and say this. He said it straight to her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. So it'd have been different if he just threw that on freaking Twitter and beefed, like on her feed. Um,
Yep.
but he said it straight to her as well too. So now you're doing that, and it's like, hey, like, he was right. He's like, we're not a good fit. Get over it.
Yeah. And one definite. So boundaries has like three primary definitions, right? And this is, and when we're talking about plural, yeah, it has a real or imagined line that marks the edge or limit of something. Then it has the limit of a subject or principle. Then the third definition is, this is when you're talking about boundaries,
Hmm.
the limit of what someone considers to be acceptable behavior.
Hmm.
And then it lists and says, try to show love while respecting each other's boundaries. We set firm, and then it says also, we set firm boundaries, and if children cross them, there are consequences.
Yeah.
Now, that last one stands out to me, because when you're in a relationship with someone,
Hmm.
you set limitations on their behavior, such as not having sex with somebody else. I
Yeah.
would prefer, when I'm in a monogamous relationship with you, for you to not have sex with somebody else. That is a limitation. That is a boundary. That is a rule you're
Yeah.
placing on somebody else's actions.
Yes.
So people are like, he's using boundaries wrong. I'm like, no, this is normal behavior for people when you're in a relationship. You
Well,
set
I
you
think
set certain limits. Like, if your girls get super drunk all the time, like, hey, yo, listen, I would
Mhm.
prefer if you could stop getting pissy drunk when we go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
gonna help you limit, so you can be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, no, and I definitely get that too, because, and I think that the thing is, people, they're trying to support her, and they're trying to nitpick. They're
Mm,
trying to nitpick, just to defend her. But like you said, and like, some of those boundaries, those are not even relationship boundaries. Those are like friendship boundaries, because like,
mm,
because I said, I recently went on a trip, right, and I was hanging out with with people from Canada and stuff like that too. And my thing was, hey, my, like my boundaries and everything like that too. Like, right now, it's like, we're not drinking all damn day, because I still want, because I'm traveling, so I want to be coherent, and we need to be able to move. I don't want to babysit you all night, and that's the thing
mhm.
too. And in some of it's like, and we're not doing drugs. Those are my limit, and this is my thing, for people to be my friend.
Yeah,
I said, hey, if you need gratuitous amounts of alcohol, if you need to do some ecstasy and mushrooms, if you need to do all this stuff, then hey, guess what? I'm not the person to hang out with you.
yeah,
And that's, like, it is what it is. And that's the thing that people need to, like, realize, and that people, like, they're trying to drag him for saying, hey, for me, for a partnership with you, this is what I need. Because
mhm,
I know, if I had a friend, and it's like that, if I had a friend, like, if I'm looking at his list, and like, some of the things too, it's like, if you need to go have, like, especially if I had a friend, and then, like, this, that's when friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting lunch and coffee or something respectful. So if I'm trying to hang out, if you're my friend and you're always calling me from the club every night to pick you up because
mhm.
you're sloppy drunk, because you're hanging
Yeah,
out with the other people, guess what? I don't think we're gonna be that cool.
yeah.
and so it's like he has a point. Like, do you know? And it is what it is.
Yeah, and yeah, again, these internet people, man, Twitter is not real. Okay, I just want to confirm that to you guys. Twitter is not real. Just because you found some people that agree with you on Twitter does not make it real life. Because once you go into real life and you talk to real people, real adults that are probably not on Twitter because they're working or whatever, they will tell you what I already told you, or something closer akin to what Frankie told you.
Yeah.
That is what real life is like. What was that other thing we're gonna talk about?
Oh, speaking of Twitter. So that's a good segue into it too, and social media. We're talking about the new thing on the block, Threads.
What?
Good old Threads. So Threads is now, well, I think it beat Chat. Oh, was it Chat GPT as like the fastest growing app,
Oh,
downloaded
easy.
app, which is kind of like no small feat. It also has like over 100 million users,
Yeah,
and
over 100 million users as of
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah.
and currently, you know, because of the release of Threads, Twitter traffic has gone down more as well too. But they're not out of the woods yet. Elon Musk is not, he's not taking his hands down. So we could talk about our your experience with Threads. We can talk about the invention of Threads. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so I guess I'll first tackle like threads in general. So I hopped on there, right? Honestly, when I first got in there, because I was in the first million, it was almost a ghost. My feed was almost a ghost town because there was a whole lot of accounts, but wasn't a lot of people talking. Like people were
Yeah.
kind of like watching, trying to see what this is gonna end up like. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to catch the vibe. You know what I'm saying? But I will say the interface and the UI is so open and engaging, like it makes you want to post.
Yeah.
Like when I get on there, I want to post. And then I'm in night mode. So it's already like this really clean black. So it's really cool. Like it looked really cool. Like the moment I got introduced to it, I said, oh, this is great. By default, it's like the way everything's set up, how it
Yeah.
shares, how my videos post. Like I was just posting like crazy just to like test different things.
Hmm.
And I was pleased. I was highly pleased with the
Oh.
app. I will say it is a bit kind of weird to get used to seeing people you don't know in your feed.
Hmm.
That is different. But when Musk said he's going for not Musk, when
Zuckerberg.
when Zuck said he was going for the open, like for the tap for a town square type vibe with
Hmm.
1 billion people, I was like, oh, if it's like that where you can reach literally any user on the app,
Hmm.
that's going to be incredible. That's going to be different than Twitter because instead of you can only reach if you tweet, you can only reach your followers. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Unless you comment on somebody else's post and then da 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 da. But what I've noticed is like, even though I can get like a lot of engagement, even with Twitter Blue, I can get a lot of engagement,
Hmm.
but I still don't sometimes reach other accounts when I just post in general. Like I don't reach them like hashtags, no hashtags, whatever. I still don't reach those other accounts, but on threads, I post, I see I'm reaching randoms.
Hmm.
Like I see random people like liking my stuff and all that. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is clearly a good concept. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I just want to see like it refined in a way to kind of give people different options
Hmm.
because I think right now it's just a lot of the same. Like and it's a I don't know what I'm gonna get when I get on threads.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of don't like in a way because on Twitter, I'm on Twitter, I know where it's at. I know it's popping. I know where to go.
Well, I guess I go to the analytics. So pretty much Threads launched on the 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, it got 90 million signups, within days of the launch. So that's 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
On the 10th, so that's today. Threads, Threads top to 100 million users,
Woo.
and then the main thing is too, it hasn't launched in Europe yet.
Wait, this is just America?
Well, I don't think it's just America. I just know it has been delayed in Europe. So Threads has been delayed in Europe.
So it's a
Yeah, so it's been yeah, UK and Hunter country like less than a week. But yeah, but if you're in the EU, the European Union, it's been delayed. So it's gonna launch soon too as well because it's been in the UK. So it's
that's gonna
still
be crazy.
yeah, I think they've tapped into a market because if you have an Instagram account, you have a Threads account, which is which is ingenious. It's something that people have. It also helps give with people's issues with Instagram too. It gives them another
Mhm.
place to go to either vent about it, to try something new, to get the reach that they feel like they should reach. I'm hoping that this will fix Instagram as well too, because it could divert some stuff over there too. Because I know a lot of things with Instagram, the issue people are having right now is that they can't even interact with their users. Um,
Yeah,
as 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 well too. So it
yeah.
should be an interesting, exciting time with Threads. Um,
Like I feel, I feel like you have to be a big account. You know what I'm saying? To like get real engagement. Like you have to be like almost like a Drake or a Kim or like a or like a media page to get like those are the only places I see thousands upon thousands of comments.
yeah, I think it just depends on what people are seeing, and what they want. But I think the main issue is that because those pages, like for the most part, it seems like my biggest thing is that people feel like their own followers cannot see what's going on in their feed too. And then since they switched the feed, so followers they don't see who they're following. And I know
Hmm.
that's a big issue too. And I know if I look at my engagement and everything too, my like less than 5% of my followers are getting my post.
Jesus,
And so that's on Instagram. So so
that's
maybe
bad.
yeah, so maybe so the good thing is that I guess I get a lot of my traffic from non-followers.
Hmm.
But it's pretty sad if you look at certain things. It's like, oh hey, you have 50,000 people and you're reaching 70,000 people, but only 2,000 or 1,000 of your followers are actually seeing your content.
Yeah. Hmm.
um so yeah, so it's like that's the issue that Instagram is kind of having right now too. So hopefully we'll see. And so I could be a cynic and like, hey, I wish Instagram fix their or Meta fix Instagram before bringing out a new app. But it is exciting because it's kind of extension, but it's also its own thing. Plus, it's extension. It's its own thing. It's doing it's doing what it needs to do without and it's filling a niche because people, like I said, people are kind of upset with Twitter right now, whether it's
Yeah.
fabricated, whether it's real, whether it's, I know everybody, they have their own different opinion of Twitter. So,
Hmm.
and they voice their frustration. And it seems like Meta is filling that niche, and Threads is off to a good start.
Yeah. 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 I man. I yeah, I you know what? Yeah, yeah, they're definitely off to a good start. Like right now, I'm over here scrolling threads just to kind of like see like what
Mhm,
people's like feeds looks like and what people engagement is.
mhm,
And I don't quite understand like everything yet. And there's still a lot of us
mhm,
people followers are still like pouring in. You know
mhm,
what I mean? Like there's still accounts that are still like trying to like they're getting an account and then they're
mhm.
some people are hidden follow all and some people aren't. I will say for a fact I'm using this opportunity to unfollow y'all. I'm using this opportunity to unfollow y'all. Like if I get in there and if I see I'm following this person and this person's not following me back, I cut them. I cut them immediately. I don't care how long I knew you. Like in real life, I'm literally that. Because you want to be petty, like I'll be petty too.
Well,
Like,
we also have to, I'll say I'll give it a bit because I think we need to see who's actually going in there. And I know because I know when I went in there too, like I was going through stuff and like I didn't have like it was weird because especially because my account came in later too. I had to go ahead and I couldn't even accept all followers. I had to go in and manually accept my people who are following and then go hit it again to do that too. So depending, so certain people did have problems as well too. So
Mm,
hopefully they go rectify that because I know threads they were saying that hey, you know, you can follow all, you can accept all these, and I was looking at it too because I literally I had to go through 500 people to automatically follow them because I guess they were
mm,
following because the thing with the Reds right now, if you make your account, you could go in and then you could say, hey, I want to follow all my friends, right? Well, some of these
yeah.
people they could be they cannot have their Threads account set up yet too. So then
Yep.
when they
Yep. That's true.
so then when they go into Threads, then there's like, oh, they got all these follows thing too. So that was like the big thing for me as well too. So I was like triple clicking and I couldn't follow all and do everything else, which was really like weird because like but like you said, there's I don't really see right now. There's not really like because you have like a homepage, you kind of don't
Hmm.
have anything trending, which is you know good or bad. Um, so we'll see. Like I said, we will see what happens with Threads. As they add as they add more features, it might be closer to Twitter. It might be
Hmm.
something totally different, and we'll see what happens. But it's good that people they feel like they have an outlet to actually post something new. So we'll see if this is gonna be like the new Twitter, or are we gonna see if this is like Vero, where people they were going to Vero
Hmm.
to post photos and stuff like that too, and then it kind of fizzled off.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I will say though, this seems more of as like, hey, I'm doing this just to communicate with people on Threads rather than to try to gain a following. And I do think Twitter was kind of like, or not Twitter, Instagram was kind of like that. It changed into, hey, instead of posting what I want to do, I'm trying to be something because as TikTok and Twitter kind of intermingled.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I think that's what everybody was trying to do on Twitter. So hopefully Threads is just hassle free, and people are just able to talk about stuff and not have like that hidden agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a young lady by the name of Victoria, not somebody that I know personally, but it's this other young lady.
Hmm.
She unfollowed me on Instagram, so I unfollowed her on Threads and Instagram. I just found that out, so I was like, "Oh, this is swell." I'm like, "I'll do that." I don't know, man. I just feel being really petty. Like I'm not letting you use me to boost your ego. Okay, you follow back, you find you something else to do, man. That's it. That's all.
Hey.
No. I know. Nah. I need to stop being like that. I need to stop being like that. But I feel like a lot of people are like just finding this opportunity to find a new chance to be uppity. I'm just like, no, you're not. You're not. Like,
Oh, that too, because unfortunately we're in a thing, or we're in an age where it seems like, hey, if you have, and some of it is because of celebrities, or they have these massive followings, but they're only following 40 people, 70 people, whatever like that too. So
that's
I
because they're
think,
famous, like as
yeah, no,
fuck.
but that's the thing. So we've come to this thing where we come to the realization where you have to have more followers than people that you follow. And then
Mm,
the bigger the disparity, the better it is.
yeah,
And
stupid.
my thing is it depends on what you're doing on social media. Because if you look at the one, my personal one, it's really even. I'm following 300 people and I'm followed by 300 people. It's really even because that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do anything. On, I guess you could say, my business one, I that one the disparity is much bigger, but I follow people that I collaborate with too.
Yeah.
So I see their stuff, so then I could pull up their content, share, repost, and do everything like that too. So I'm not following as
Hmm.
much, but that's not the one I totally communicate on. But it seems like everybody that's what they're doing right now too, because they want that disparity. And all I can say is that hey, not everybody is not everybody's the rock, or being you is not your job.
Yeah.
And that they realize too, social media for these people, that is part of their job. And unfortunately, I think so that's where we get up to. So people are like, "Oh, if I want to be upstart and I want to be famous, this is what I have to do." Because trust me, I actually got mad at someone about that too. You talk about being petty, because I knew a guy I supported his account in the beginning, and
Mhm.
then he kind of blew up, and then he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna unfollow you." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." So I did the same thing you did too. I'm like, "All right." So now I'm not following you, and now like your YouTube stuff too. Even if I watch it, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna share it. I'm not gonna subscribe.
Hey, listen. Like
Because
you
like
can be petty.
I supported you. I supported you in the beginning, and now that you're too big, now you need to downsize. And that's the one thing too, because I said I got to the point as well too, is that anybody I freaking followed from a certain point, like I'm still following you.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if I'm not actively adding more people unless I personally know you. If you followed me in the beginning, guess what? I'm still following you because you're still cool because you supported me. So I'm not gonna go ahead and throw you over like that too. And then when your stuff gets thrown out, I'm still gonna support you.
Yep. That's the way I feel personally. Like if you already following me, I'm following you. Like I'm gonna leave it that way.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to change that.
Hmm.
But like I don't even care about the disparity because 9 to the 10, like people amass these huge followings online and then sell like 1,000 records.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, you have this huge following, but nobody's following you for your music.
Hmm.
Whoop de fucking do. If that's your main thing, if you're supposed to be an artist and
Hmm.
these people that follow you are supposed to be your fans,
Hmm.
how come you only sold 1,000 records? That doesn't make sense. Like the disparity in your actual business is absurd.
Hmm.
I'd rather have good business and no following than a following and not good business.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when you go to like talk to other businesses and your business numbers is right, that's way better than other stuff. Because they know, okay, this person truly has a loyal following.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have a consistent output. You know what I'm saying? Like that's way more important. $1 million in sales or a million people, million fans. I'd rather have
Mhm.
$1 million in sales every
Oh
single day.
yeah.
That means those people are coming back regularly.
Oh yeah. Oh man. But in hindsight too, so I am excited about threads. Like
Yeah.
and then I am kind of worried too though, because I have to go everything about threads, because the main thing is that they're saying, like, if you click on threads, the top part, they're saying that you're gonna be able to connect to other third party apps, because like yeah, because they said soon you'll be able to follow and interact with people on other Fediverse platforms like Mastodon, and they can find you with your full username too on Threads. So that's actually opening up the network as well too. So I need to go look at more of Mastodon to see what it
So
is.
wait. So there's going to be what, a combined feed with Mastodon?
It looked like it. So they'll be able to follow you. So like Mastodon would be able to go ahead and you know
I might
that-
I might need to go ahead and join. My homie sent me a link. I might need to go ahead and join.
well, no, so that's the thing. So Mastodon, it's because it's open source too. So
Mm.
people on Mastodon, kind of like I remember a long ago, I forgot, I'm not sure if it was like Trillium or whatever like that too, where it was an instant messenger, but it added all the instant messengers. So it added AIM and it added like MSN. It put all of them in one
Hmm.
thing. I think that's what kind of Mastodon. That's the best way I could describe Mastodon as. So
Wow.
people with Mastodon, they'll be able to go ahead and they could go look at other people's feed. So people on
Mm.
Mastodon, they'll be able to go look up your feed and follow you from there too. So the because it's part of like the federated social network too. Because it's
Mm.
kind of like servers. So the issue with that too is now they're opening up your platform to a third party, but then say, if one day I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do threads anymore, then I have to delete my Instagram account to delete my threads account.
Yeah, that's the meanest 360 deal in the world. That's a mean 360.
So because even if you're like, oh, hey, guess what? Threads is not for me. I'm not gonna do this, whatever. It's like you have to delete it. You have to delete it all.
Yeah, you're better off going through individually and deleting all your posts, to
Yeah.
be
Well,
honest.
That's what they said. That's what they said that you have to do. But the thing is that you still have like a presence there too. So it's good for it's a smart move because for people with these massive followings, like The Rock, like Paris. Oh yeah, thinking of that, Paris Hilton is pretty big on Threads. I only know
Really?
that because her stuff was popping up on my feed. I'm like, oh, but Paris Hilton this, Paris Hilton this.
I don't
I
see
was
Paris
like,
Hilton at all.
oh,
I don't see her at all. But that's because I don't follow her on Instagram. Like I
I
never.
don't follow. I don't follow her on Instagram either.
Jesus, what the fuck?
I think because it's like you said in the beginning, or this was early in Threads, so maybe she was an early adopter and using Threads more than other people. So her posts were popping. But it's good because when you have these people with these massive followings, because even if they're saying, "Hey, Threads is not for me," guess
They're
what?
locked in.
They're still gonna have a following. They're still gonna have an active user. You're still gonna have generate people following you, and people are still they're still gonna at you and tag you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's hey, that's a mean 360 deal. That's probably why Drake ain't on here yet.
so I was like, oh man. But I said we'll see how it goes. We have to see how it goes.
Yeah, man. Okay. So this is a part of the show, man, where like what you got going on, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? What else what you got going on in your life, bro?
Honestly, I said so. I did my big southern trip, so I did that. I helping my friend. He's actually doing his group of awareness of Black roller coaster enthusiasts.
Uh-huh.
So I'm helping him put his stuff together right now. Get
Yeah.
that all together. We just launched socials, so right now it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, probably be Threads if I go and log in on that, and then also we're wasn't in this launch of Twitter, but now might be
Yeah.
useless because Twitter's pretty much dead. So that's just the bluesiest. Yeah, it's just the bluesiest. So THEBLU, Oh, I wish I was wearing the shirt. BLUSIAST.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now we're just highlighting pretty much different Black roller coaster enthusiast content creators in that realm. So because there's just a lot of people out there, and the support of that's been amazing. Like we were at Over Georgia, and Six Flags Over Georgia. So we were down in
Yeah,
Atlanta,
I
the
seen
A
that.
Town, took over a whole train. People were just there to support. So it was pretty good. And so we're just keeping that energy. We got big things coming up for next year. So right now we're just promoting and just saying, hey, everybody, just come out, check to see what they're doing. It's just pretty awesome because there's a lot of people that they just like to ride roller coasters. Like that's just what they do. They're out there having fun, having fun with
Mm-hmm.
friends. They have that fellowship. You have a lot of people, they're content creators. So they're going out, they're filming, taking photos, making videos, stuff like that too. And there's people out there like they're out there doing interviews and podcasts and everything as well too. So we have people just coming together, and that's it. That's just such a beautiful thing too. But
That
that's really all I have going on right now.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. And I'm glad y'all are able to get like black people together, like,
Mhm,
and to just do something positive and to just enjoy something. I
mhm,
also want to ask you, since I got you here, because
mhm.
you're the coaster enthusiast, what did you think about the coaster getting stuck upside down in Wisconsin?
Oh, well, first of all, that's not a roller coaster. That is a flat
Oh,
ride. That is
oh,
it's called a Larson loop, and the whole thing is
mm,
powered the whole time. So if you think about it, they have like it looks like a coaster train in the middle, and it's connected by one for lack of a better term, I'll say a chain that goes all the way around. And they have drive
mm,
tires that go and push it too. And that's why I got stuck because the drive tires they're always in contact with the car, whether it's on the
mm,
car part or whether it's on the other whether it's on the other thing too.
mm.
So the one, it sucks to be those people.
Yep.
Two, I hate Larson loops because they're not a coaster.
Okay.
and
Mhm.
but yeah, that does suck. I'm glad everybody was safe. I didn't see. I remember someone else told me about it too. I I wasn't able to see like the whole time they were stuck up there, and how long it took them, and read the reason why it stopped. But because pretty much if that happened to a regular roller coaster, it would have coasted down eventually right there too. But since the whole thing's attached to it and the drive tire, it always has physical contact. So that's why when it stopped, everything got stuck up there, and that tire acts like a brake, and that's why they got stuck upside down.
Mm. Yeah, man. Ugh.
So,
Ugh.
But yeah, but not a roller coaster. That's a Larson loop. It's a flat ride, and yeah, it's a bad
Hey,
one at that.
you the expert. I'm not finna argue with you at all. No argument out of me. So
Oh,
listen, y'all stay away from Larson loops. Okay, y'all. I don't know how to tell you to communicate with your girl. Besides, don't do it over text because she might be scorned and might blow your spot later. You can you can articulate yourself all you want to. Add me on Threads at What's
yeah,
Up Smooth. Add him on Threads at Almighty Coasters. Oh yeah, I brought it all the way back around.
yeah.
And we are out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. This has been episode number 233.
233.